Hi, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Wavelength. I'm your host, Waveney, and if you're just joining us, welcome. Every Wednesday, I bring you tips and strategies geared towards connecting, inspiring, and influence you to being your best in your jobs and careers, right? So, welcome. So, today, before we start, I would like for you to grab a piece of paper and a pen. I'll wait. Or it can be your notebook. All right. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to brain dump for about a minute, right? And brain dumping is really not thinking about what is, what could go wrong, just focusing on the questions and letting it flow. Just letting the information flow. All right. So, the question is, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What would you do if you weren't afraid? What would you do if there was no fear of judgment? If you weren't afraid that there was someone judging you, what would you do? And the last question, how would your life be different? Ready? Great. All right. And so you may have guessed, our episode today is about fear, right? And fear can be very paralytic. It can immobilize us. It can keep us rooted. When we're afraid, it's crazy. It's like we almost all our systems in our bodies are shutting down. Sometimes we have physical reactions. We want to vomit. We want to, we sweat. But I want to talk about fear because a lot of the times it keeps us back, right? And I'm not talking about the fear that if I'm standing in the middle of the street and a car is coming, I'm like, I'm not afraid. No. Those responses, I think they call it fight or flight. Yeah. Those are responses are there to help us. But I'm talking about the fear that keeps us stuck. There's a helicopter passing. There's always something passive, isn't it? When I'm doing these videos. And it's gone. All right, wonderful. All right, so we're going to talk about fear because fear can keep us stuck and it can keep us from living our best lives, from moving forward, from pursuing our dreams and our goals. And so I'm here today, your coach, your number one coach, to help you through that. Now, here's how fear may manifest itself. So, we don't want to take risks. So, we're in a job, there's a promotion, we're afraid of taking that risk. Or we're in our current job. Many of you who are looking at this, you're in your current job, you really hate where you are, but you are afraid because it is this is your comfort zone. You've worked there for 12 years, and especially in the Caribbean, right? People in the US and other countries, they don't stay at jobs very long. They, every 2-3 years, they are looking for other opportunities. But the way the Caribbean is set up, we thrive on loyalty and we do that, right? So many of us are in our jobs for 10, 12, 15, 20 years, 30 years. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with it. If it works for you, it works for you. but you may be in a job that you have no passion for. And I believe that we have to do things that we like. We have to do jobs that we like, because when people are in jobs that they like, they perform so much better, right? So you don't want to take a risk, you don't want to leave, or you're in a relationship, you know it isn't working, and you're there because you're afraid of what people may say or whatever, right? And there's a saying that just popped into my mind. It says, life is waiting for you on the other side of your fear. And it is so true, right? The other way fear may manifest is we don't ask for help. We think that we're supposed to know everything. And especially if we're in leadership roles, we're a supervisor or a manager, and we don't know something and we're afraid of admitting it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because by doing that, we are showing our vulnerability. We are letting the people that we manage know, our team members know, that it's okay to not know, right? I don't know. It's okay to not know. The thing is to get past that and seek knowledge, right? Because a lot of the times we tend to view people, especially if they're successful, as, oh, they must know everything or they must do everything, and it's not true. The most successful people, if you follow them, if you read their books, they will tell you they hire people that are smarter than them in the areas that they're not good at. So not knowing is okay, right? When you try to hide it, that's when it's not okay. And the last example of that I want to leave you with is, have you ever been in a training or a forum or something, a town hall or something, and there's a question that you want to ask, and you don't want to be the person who stands up and asks that question, and then somebody gets up and asks that question, and it's almost as if not only you are sighing relief, everybody else is like, oh my God, I wanted to ask that question, but they're afraid of getting up. It's sort of like the same thing. And the last thing is, we think we think we are failures, right? Fear keeps us in that mode. We think we will fail if we try, or we think that we are failures, right? And so I am here today to dispel that myth. So before I get into the ways in which we can overcome this, I was reading a book by one of my influencers. I call her my mentor. One of my mentors, she doesn't know she's my mentor, but her name is Marie Folio. And I hope you can see this book right here. And it's a new book that she brought out called Everything is Figure-outable. And it's so funny because last night I've been reading it, and last night I hit chapter 5, and chapter 5 is all about fear. And there is an acronym in there that I really love. I know some of you may be familiar with the acronym False Evidence Appearing Real for fear, but I like the acronym that she uses in her book, and it says face everything and rise. I really love that. Isn't that like, doesn't it make you feel like you want to take action? Face everything and rise. I love that. So use that, run with it. Face everything and rise. So anyway, ways in which we can overcome our fears. Now, when I coach people who are interviewing, going on interview to prepare them, or I teach my Jumpstart Your Career training class, I usually tell the class or the person to find a song. And they're like, what? Yes, find a song. You must have a song. There are songs that can get you hyped, that can get you feeling confident, right? One time I was going on an interview, and my song was, it's a song by Sizzler called Ultimate Hustler. And I love the words in that song. I love the lyrics in them. But the song I'm on these days, there are two of them. There's one from a local artist called Most High With I Forever. His name is Colin Wyatt. I'm going to put a link below so that you can look at it. I love his song. I also love, and that song, actually, when I sing it, I feel confident. I feel like I could do anything, right? The other song gets me out of a funky mood, or if I'm stressed, it's really peppy and snazzy, right? And it's this song by Migos called Stir Fry. It just has a jazzy, snazzy tune. I love it. Anyway, find yourself a song, right? Find yourself a song. And now, a song may not work for every situation, but it will work for most situations. So find yourself a song, or you can find yourself an affirmation. An affirmation is a short phrase that's positive that you repeat over and over to yourself. So it can be something like, I'm a winner, I'm successful, I cannot fail. I'm a winner, I'm successful, I cannot fail. And you say that several times to yourself. You can write it if you want, right? These things really work. So the other way to overcome fear is to get a piece of paper and you write out the fear. You write out exactly what you're afraid of, right? You could write down to the very feeling. What will often happen is your body will go back into that state. Mind is a powerful thing. Your body will take you to that state, but what you're to do is to sit on it. Sit in that fear and look at it and look at the lie that it is, because most of the times the things that we imagine are not even true. The things that we imagine, they don't even come true. They're all in our minds. So you sit in it, you write it down, and you see contrary evidence. You look for the lie and then you write the truth out, and that really helps. I do that. I've started doing it, right? And it really, really helps me, right? And after you're done, you feel better, right? You'll feel a lot better. Trust me on this, right? Now, the third way that you can overcome this fear is look for examples of people who are where you want to be or who are doing what you want to do, right? And you look for those examples, and every time it will push you. It will push you, because then you will see a way. Then you will see someone who has made it, and that is really powerful, right? Powerful picture for your mind. The third thing is to do your research, and I do this as well to help me. If I'm not feeling confident about something or a topic, I will do my research. As a matter of fact, I'm a learner by heart. So if I could be listening to someone and on the TV or wherever, or they're talking about something, and I'll go and I'll Google it, I'll go and research it, I'll go and read up on it, right? It could be a word, it could be a phrase, it could be a topic or something in history. I'm a learner by heart. That's just me. So do your research. For example, back to this scenario about you wanting to get out of the job that you're in, do your research, come to my class, have me coach you, look at industries that you're interested in. Like, there are so many ways, right? But educate yourself. And then lastly, just know that you cannot fail. You cannot fail. Failure is not about you. It is an event that is happening, and it teaches us. It's a situation, and you can learn from it. And we need to really change our perception on fear and what failure is, right? Look at it as, okay, it didn't work. It's showing me what I can do better. You know what I mean? Like, we have to change, we have to do that paradigm shift in our minds and know that it's an event. And now I know what not to do. Now I know what I can do better. And when you look at things differently, you seek contrary evidence, especially for negative things. You seek contrary evidence, and you look for ways in which you could do things better. It really changes your perspective. You feel a lot better. You feel a lot more confident, right? I mean, every time I do my videos, I'm the one who edits them, and so I might be like, oh, I don't like my facial expression here, or I didn't like how I sound there. I mean, sometimes we are our own worst critic, but you know what? I am so excited to do these videos that I don't even care. And most of the times, people are not coming up to me and saying, oh, I didn't like what you were wearing, or I didn't like whatever, right? They're not saying that. It's not about, sometimes we need to get out of our own way, right? Sometimes we just need to get over it and get out of our own way, because if we never try, we never know. Remember, your life, a new life, an exciting, fabulous life is waiting on the other side of fear. The other thing too, if we keep letting fear get the best of us, we never know. Life will just pass us by. People are progressing. Life is about expansion and progression. And last week I touched on it when I spoke about change. Life is about that. And if fear is just one of those things that is, it's just not a good thing. Like those types of fears, they keep us stuck and they keep us rooted and they keep us, stagnated, and we don't want to be stagnated. We were meant to be blooming and blossoming, and we were meant to try, right? I mean, we've heard it when we were younger. If at first you don't succeed, try again. But as adults, we have all these things that we're working through. People laughing at us, all types of things, right? But we have to remain focused and we have to remain steadfast if we really want to be successful, if we really want to make an impact in this world, if we really even want to live our best lives, right? Just live a great quality life. We're going to have to do things that we are afraid of. But when we do them, we'll look back and say, yes, I'm happy I did that. And so this is my tip for today. I really hope that it helps you. I really hope that something resonated with you, because I'm really passionate about this. These are things that really hinder people in the workplace. And sometimes it isn't about the thing, the situation. They make, there might be a situation, but there are also underlying issues, and sometimes it's caused by our minds. It's caused by this thing right here, that if we change it, it would be so much better. And so I've come to the end. If you would like to be coached by me, send me an email at hellowaveney at peoplesbrandskn.com. I love to help people. I love to see people grow and develop. So do that. Share the video. The videos are on YouTube, so if you're not a social media person, if you are about limiting the amount of time that you spend on Facebook and Instagram, I'm on YouTube. So head over there and hit subscribe. And I will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.